Because I mean, if you out here looking fire but smelling bad, like, baby girl, what are you doing? Like, that's not what we're doing. Period. Period, poo. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Do y'all see this serious tan I got going on? Like, your girl is getting dark out here in these streets, okay? But that's just because, like, you know, just been having a little summer fun, been out in the sun a little bit. So as you guys can see by the title of today's video, this is going to be a feminine hygiene tips and kind of a routine type of video. I tried to gather all my thoughts together and write things down in my notes of what I wanted to talk about today so that this video isn't all over the place and it wasn't too long. But I really have some things here that are non-negotiable. Like, these are things that you should be doing, and then I have some things that are like optional and that you probably should try out first to see if it works for you, because everybody's body is different, everybody's chemistry is different. Some things might not work for you that work for me, you know, and it is about trial and error and listening to your body to really get a feel of what's necessary for you and what's not. But I felt like this video was necessary to make because, listen, while we out here talking about hot girl summers, like, are you clean? Are you keeping up with yourself? Are you doing what you're supposed to do to be having a hot girl summer? You can't be out here looking fire and smelling bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna like get right into the video. Like I said, I don't want this to be too long. So when to go to the doctor? You should definitely go to the doctor when something doesn't feel right. You should go to the doctor when something has changed, when the amount of discharge that you have has changed, when the smell has changed down there, and if you have any irritation, you should definitely go and see a doctor, because the tips and things that I'm giving you guys, this is more so directed towards a routine that you should be doing to keep yourself clean. This is not necessarily talking about, you know, what to do if you have an infection or what to do to get rid of an infection, because you should just always see your doctor when that happens. I know, you know, a lot of times we don't have insurance or we're embarrassed to go to the doctor, but in all honesty, if you're having issues, you should go and see your doctor. So these tips and like this routine is going to be more so targeted towards just keeping yourself overall clean and not really telling you how to, you know, get rid of an infection or anything like that, or why you smell bad or things like that. The first thing that I want to tell you guys, this is non-negotiable. Like, this should not be an option. This should never be an option, and that is to drink water. Like, I have my water here. I've been drinking water all day, and that's just something that you should be doing anyway. You should be giving your body the daily amount of water that it needs to function properly and to perform at its peak. Our bodies need water to flush out toxins and just run how it's supposed to, and it's the same thing for your feminine area. Like, it cleanses itself and it gets rid of bad bacteria and waste and all of that, and just you drinking water is really going to change your system. I was one of those people who used to drink like 2 of these bottles every week because I was drinking juice and soda, and I was just like not worried about, you know, myself getting water, and that is the wrong answer. Like, you will see a complete change in your body once you give it the adequate amount of water it needs on a daily basis. Like, it has to be daily. You should be doing this every single day, drinking how much water you need for your body type and your exercise or activity level. So I work out a lot, so I drink a lot of water. Like, now it's to the point where I only really drink water. Like, I have juice maybe like twice a week. Definitely drink water, you guys. Like, it's definitely going to change your feminine health, and it's definitely going to change the way that your vagina works. And if you give your body what it needs from the inside out, it's going to be better. So the next thing, this is an option, but I kind of recommend that you do this and make this like non-negotiable, because I really feel like this is important and I'm really big on this now, and that is to take a daily probiotic. women, we need to take a daily probiotic to help with our vaginal health, our urinary tract health, as well as our intestinal health. So probiotics contain live bacteria, and it's going to give your body the good bacteria that it needs to function properly, and it helps with gastrointestinal health. So if you have a lot of like gastro problems and things like that, taking a probiotic could potentially help with that. If you get a lot of urinary tract infections, a probiotic can definitely help with that because it's introducing good bacteria to that area. And then the same with your vagina. If you're having like bacterial vaginosis a lot or yeast infections, introducing that live bacteria to that area could potentially help to fight off whatever bad bacteria is there and multiplying, and it could help you out. And I really feel like taking a probiotic is so important. The ones that I take are from Walmart. You do not have to spend a fortune on probiotics because they can get pretty expensive once you start getting up there in numbers of live bacteria and different strands that it contains. Like, you just have to do your research. Like I said, I get the ones from Walmart. I'll put the ones that I use on the screen. I talked about them in my June favorites video, and it's seriously like a very important step in my routine. I take one every single day, and I try to make sure that I never skip it. This next tip again is optional, but I don't feel like it should be optional, okay? If you wear underwear on the daily, then you should be wearing a panty liner on the daily. And that is just simply because, like I said earlier, our vaginas clean themselves. That's just normal. That's what they do. And if you are wearing your underwear for like 12-15 hours a day and you're sitting in the same underwear, then your vagina is constantly cleansing itself all day, and it's just sitting there. And like I said, it's getting rid of bad bacteria, it's getting rid of toxins, things that it does not need. So if you're just sitting in that all day, it's like kind of counteractive. Like, your body's getting rid of this, but you're sitting in it all day, and it's like, it's counterproductive to what your body's trying to do. But if you wear panty liners daily and you change them out every 3 to 4 hours, then you're keeping yourself clean, you're keeping your body clean, keeping your little area down there happy, and you keep her happy, she gonna keep you happy. Period, poop. The next tip that I have is for you to wash your underwear by themselves and in hot water. So this is something that like I recently started doing, and I feel like it made all the difference. So I used to just wash my like delicates all by themselves, like bras, panties, like lingerie and stuff like that, socks. I used to wash those things together by themselves, but now it's to the point where I just get all my underwear together and I throw them in the washing machine by themselves on the express cycle, and I use extra hot water and then a mild detergent. If you can, you should use baby detergent, but if you don't want to buy baby detergent, then you can just use a regular mild detergent. But I think it is so much better for you to wash your underwear by itself. And you can actually Google like bacteria on underwear, or like how long does bacteria stay on underwear. You should be washing your underwear by themselves in hot water if you're going to wash them, and that's just to also keep other dyes and stuff from other clothes getting on them, you know, different things like that. So I just err on the side of caution, and I now wash them by themselves with hot water. So like I said, it's optional, but sis, just wash them by themselves. The next step I have is for you to shave or get waxed, because hair holds odor, and we not trying to be out here smelling bad. Like, we just not. So I know there are a lot of women out there who don't think it's necessary to shave. They just like trim it up and make it look all nice and neat. I am not one of those people. I don't like any hair, like completely baby butt naked bald. So yeah, I'm gonna give you the advice that you should shave or get waxed, and it's true. Hair carries odor, so if you are a person who sweats down there a lot, then you should strongly consider just not having any hair down there at all. Just, you know, get rid of it. To me, it's a nuisance anyway. I don't know, I just like it better when there is no hair down there. But like I said, I know some people have their preference, but just keep in mind that if you do have an issue with odor, it could potentially be because of the fact that you're holding hair down there and you sweat down there as well. And I just want y'all to keep in mind that sweat does not stink. Actual sweat itself does not stink. The bacteria that comes in contact with the sweat in certain areas of your body, like your armpits and down there, is what causes you to smell, or what causes body odor. So sweat doesn't stink, just remember that. And that's going to bring me to my next tip, which is for you to shower after sweating. So I just said it, sweat doesn't stink, but the bacteria that it comes in contact with does cause you to have body odor. So after working out, after sex, after just walking in the hot sun, or like, you know, doing events outside, you should definitely shower immediately after. Especially if you've been sitting in your sweat for a few hours, you should definitely shower to get rid of that bacteria. I mean, you should be showering anyway. That's going to be my next tip. But just make sure that you shower after sweating so you can get rid of that bacteria, so you can prevent yourself from smelling. And that's going to bring me to my next tip, which is for you to shower twice a day. Again, this is a personal preference, because I know females who, they don't shower twice. They shower maybe once a day. But this is the summertime, and I definitely feel like 2 is the magic number, in the morning and at night. And then, you know, if anything happens anywhere in between the morning and the night, then you should probably shower again. But I feel like showering twice a day is good enough to get rid of bacteria that sits on your body, or that comes in contact with your body and causes you to sweat. So just, you know, shower twice a day and keep moving. So before getting in the shower, sometimes you need to take a mirror, like a handheld mirror, and you need to like put it down there and look at yourself. And this is something that I've been doing since I was like younger, and really started to notice things about my body. Like I would always take a mirror and I would look down at myself, and it should be a normal thing. Like you should want to look down there all the time. Like you should just be checking on yourself anyway. Just like see what's going on down there, see what it looks like. You know, if you're feeling some type of way down there, take a mirror and just like see what's going on down there. That should be something that you do all the time. You don't have to do it every day if you're feeling okay with yourself, but you know, at least a couple times a week you should be taking a handheld mirror and just looking down there just to see what's going on. I mean, you look at yourself, your face and your body every single day. Why wouldn't you look down there? I feel like that's something important, and that's not really a tip that a lot of people give, but especially for the younger females, like if there's any like young females watching this, you should definitely be looking at yourself down there, period. When it comes to showering, this goes in with the shower tip. I just forgot to mention it, but when showering, you should physically be washing yourself with your hands. Don't just stand there and let the water run on your body. That's not doing anything. I mean, water is gonna cleanse you, but you need to physically get down there and like touch yourself with your hands and cleanse yourself with your hands, because you need to like open things up front and back. You need to like open things up and get into the crevices and like put your hands in between there and like really clean yourself, because again, that water might not just grab hold of that bacteria and like wash it away. You might need to get in there and like do some hand movements to really get it off, you know what I'm saying? So you should be physically touching yourself with your hands whenever you shower. Don't feel uncomfortable, don't feel, you know, like nasty or gross. This is normal. You're cleansing yourself. This is normal. I know a lot of doctors and gynecologists, they recommend that you only use water to wash yourself down there, but baby girl, some of us be doing some extracurricular activities. Some of us work out, you know, like, and then some of us just sweat more than others down there. So water ain't always gonna cut it. You should definitely be using a soap if you have a lot going on down there. So I totally recommend this soap right here. This is the Vagisil pH Balance soap. This is the one that I use. Again, everybody's body is different, so you just have to find what works for you. I know a lot of people use Dove Sensitive Skin or like summer's eve and whatnot, but you just really have to find what works for you and your body, what doesn't irritate you, and you have to use it down there because, like I said, sex and other extracurricular activities and, you know, just your daily day-to-day, sometimes water just isn't going to cut it, and you just need some extra help down there. And the same goes for the back end. Yo, like that back there, you really need some help sometimes because there's a lot of bacteria back there from bowel movements and things like that. So you really want to use soap back there as well. Make sure you're not too rough because the skin is very thin in that area, so make sure you're not too rough and rubbing too hard or using too much soap. And then make sure you thoroughly rinse properly. If you have a shower head that detaches from the actual shower and you can use the shower head to like place the water directly down there, then I suggest that to completely rinse yourself clean and make sure that you're getting everything from down there. But yeah, most definitely use a mild soap down there, not up in there, just on the outside, on the outer parts, to really get yourself clean. During your period, I personally feel like you should only wear pads during your period. And again, it goes back into the same thing like with the panty liners. So your body's getting rid of cells and the lining of your vagina, and like it's getting rid of things that it doesn't need. So even though tampons absorb all of that and they absorb the liquid, you're letting it sit up in there because again, your vagina is still getting rid of bacteria and all the stuff that it doesn't need. So you're sitting in everything that it's getting rid of when you're wearing a tampon. Again, it's kind of counterproductive. So I personally just feel like pads are better. Pads have always been easier for me. Sometimes they can be messy, but just get the ones that stay in place. Wear smaller underwear during your period to make sure that they stay in place. Not so small to the point where it's like they're super tight, they're making you sweat, they're making you uncomfortable, but just wear more form-fitting underwear so that the pads don't shift around and you don't have messes. You know, I know a lot of women wear tampons for convenience. They're less mess, they're easier, you know, you don't really feel them if you insert them the right way. But as far as health goes, I just personally feel like pads are the way to go. That one is optional and it's debatable. It depends on you. I'm just saying what I think you should do. And then also with your period, like when it's starting to go off, you should definitely use like a refresh gel. Hold up, let me go get it because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it on the internet. I actually got this one from my doctor, so I don't know if it was like, you know, you need a prescription for it, but I'm gonna show y'all what it is. So this, I'm not sure if you can get this from like the store or something, but I got this from my doctor and it's called IsoFresh and it's a balancing vaginal gel, and it says maintain vaginal balance, stop unwanted odors. And IsoFresh includes ingredients from raspberry and clary sage to support natural vaginal balance and self-cleaning. So she basically gave me this and told me to use it after my period because, you know, your period can throw off your pH just because of the alkaline or acidity of blood. I really don't remember what it was she was saying, but basically your period can throw off your pH, and it's just something that can happen. So you want to use like a balancing gel afterwards, or if you don't want to go to your doctor and get like a prescription gel or go to the store and buy something, if you have apple cider vinegar in your house, you can soak in a tub of 2 cups of apple cider vinegar and then just a tub full of water and soak in that for 20 minutes to help get your pH back to normal. I think it's 3 to 5 days you should do that, like after your period goes off, to make sure that your pH is going back to normal. But yeah, just after your period you should take precautions, you know, just in case your period threw your pH off. It doesn't always happen. Like, you know, you just have to know your body, and if you are prone to anything like throwing your pH off, then yes, you should definitely use a type of gel like this, or take baths in apple cider vinegar, or get something from your doctor that's gonna help balance your pH after you are off your period. You should be using baby wipes when you have bowel movements and during your period. Tissue isn't always gonna cut it. Tissue is very drying, and if you have to use a lot of it, like if you have to wipe a lot, then once again it's kind of counterproductive, because you can potentially like tear or make little tears, and then infection can come. You know, it's just too much. So baby wipes are gentle, and a lot of baby wipes are for sensitive skin because they're for babies. So you should definitely use those after a bowel movement and after or during your period to make sure you're really getting everything from off of your body. Especially, again, if you're using a pad. Like I said, pads can be a little bit more messy than a tampon. So if you're sitting on your pad, then the blood might not just be in the area that it's coming out of. It might get, you know, onto your lips, or it might get onto your butt. So you want to use baby wipes to just cleanse yourself during your period. And then if you have like a looser bowel movement, then you should definitely be using baby wipes first and then tissue to make sure you're drying the area afterwards. Like, baby wipes are essential, and I also feel like you should be taking baby wipes on the go with you, especially during the summer, so you can just like refresh yourself. Or if you feel like, you know, you're sweating down there and you're about to start smelling, you should use baby wipes down there to go ahead and wipe yourself clean, especially if you can't get to any water or take a full-on shower. Baby wipes is key. If you are a sweater like myself, some of these methods may not be enough. Showering twice a day might not be enough. Using baby wipes might not be enough. You know, you sweat down there, and so you need like some extra precautions. Boo boo, did you know they have deodorant for down there? Yes ma'am, they have deodorant for down there. But in all honesty, I have never myself actually used deodorant for down there. I use just a regular old Arm & Hammer deodorant that I will put right here. I just take a solid stick of deodorant, because liquid moves around a lot, and it's like, hey, we're trying to stay dry down there, we're trying to prevent sweating. So I've never liked liquid deodorants anyway, even for under my arms. I like solids or sprays are really good. But for down there, because you're wanting to only put that deodorant in a specific area, I suggest using a solid deodorant, and I suggest using a mini because it's small to get in the areas that you want down there, instead of a big Aki, you know, thing of deodorant. But if you have to get a bigger size deodorant, then that's fine as well. Now for the deodorant, we're only putting it on the area where the pubic hair grows, because you sweat right there. We're putting it on the inner thighs, so like right on the inside where your thighs touch your vagina, that's where you're putting the deodorant. We're putting it underneath our butt cheeks, where your butt cheeks connect to your legs. And then if you want to err on the side of super duper precaution, you can put deodorant up your crack if you sweat there too, like on your butt. Now deodorant is a lifesaver for down there, especially like I said, if you sweat, and when you sweat you get an odor down there, deodorant is going to be your best friend. Now y'all are probably like, wouldn't deodorant aggravate down there, or wouldn't it irritate you, or whatever the case may be? That's the beauty of it. You're not putting it on the area that it can irritate, and it's not going to migrate or transfer because you're not sweating down there because you're wearing deodorant. Like y'all see how this works. So I definitely suggest you wearing deodorant down there if you have issues with sweating. And then also going along with that, using powder down there when you're sweating or during the summer or period. You know, if you sweat a lot, you should use deodorant down there, and you should definitely use like baby powder cornstarch deodorant, baby powder, because it's really going to absorb all that excess moisture. So if you don't want to necessarily use deodorant, or you want to use deodorant and powder together, you know, opt for the baby powder and not just regular powder. And make sure that it's talc free. I don't believe that they sell powder with talc anymore, because it gives cancer apparently. So, you know, just make sure it says talc free. Also, to keep you like fresh down there and like just if you don't want to smell down there, I highly suggest using coconut oil. 100% coconut oil down there can definitely be your best friend. And it's not only good for if you want to smell good down there, but it keeps you nice and like smooth and silky, especially if you shave as opposed to getting waxed. It's gonna keep your skin nice and smooth down there, nice and soft. You can use it before you shave, you can use it just during the day, like just put it down there, or you can use it like before boo thing come over. You know, it's just, coconut oil is really good for down there. Again, we're not putting it inside, we're just putting it on the outer areas where the pubic hair grows, the lips, the inner part of the thighs, under your butt. Like, we're putting it in those areas. But coconut oil is A1 to use down there. Thank me later. Thank me later. So these last two things are dealing with sexual activity. So you should be peeing before or after sex, both if you can, but you need to do at least one of them to flush out bacteria. You just want to flush out the bacteria. You want to kind of like do Kegels and push out what you can. And then if you and your partner, you know, are monogamous, which y'all should be, I know it don't always work like that, but if y'all are monogamous and y'all aren't using condoms and he ejaculates in you, then you should definitely be trying to get that out of you. Like, push as much of it as you can out, or let it drain out, just because that can definitely throw off your pH level as well. I'm not going to get too much into that. I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, but you should definitely be getting that out of you as well, and just taking precautions with your partner. Check your partner, because a lot of women do not know this, but your partner can always reintroduce bacteria to you from whatever it is that they're doing, their extracurricular activities. This is a real thing. So if you're like constantly getting bacterial vaginosis while you're with your partner, or yeast infections while you're with your partner, or urinary tract infections, you need to check with them. Like, this is a real thing. They could be reinfecting you with that bacteria because they're being scandalous. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So I think that's it. I think I covered everything. Yeah, I went down all my notes and I think I covered everything. So I hope this video was helpful for somebody out there. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. It's definitely different for my channel, but like I said, I really wanted to do this video. So if you did like it, give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. If you're new, you should definitely hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell notification, so that you are notified every single time that I upload a video. And I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.